From the age of 2, I have loved the characters of Batman, Nightwing, Spider Man, The Flash, um, Green Arrow, Venom, Wolverine, um, the Fantastic Four, the X Men. I basically love everyone except Aquaman. um, but today, I just wanted to put out a short little um, video as to why I no longer love DC. And this is as someone who has religiously been reading Batman comics since I knew how to read. Um, the first ever Batman comic I read was The Killing Joke. I've read every big comic. I've read Year One. I've read The Dark Knight Returns, all three of the comics that come from that series. Um, I've read Under the Red Hood, a classic. I even read Batman Cacophony. I religiously continued to read the Flash's runs, Green Arrow's runs. Um, but there's something wrong at the heart, at the core of my favorite ever franchise, and it's the fact that probably the second that James Gunn took over, there was something that it felt wrong because I felt like he doesn't care about these characters. It's all about ego to him. He doesn't care about the fact that there's millions upon millions of people who, when they're having a dark day, yes, this is some corny shit. I don't give a shit. When he has, or when people, when men and women, boys and girls, kids, when kids are having terrible days, they turn pages in a Batman comic, or they watch Batman the Animated Series, or they watch Justice League, or they read The Flash because they need a feel-good story. And that's the thing, is that James Gunn doesn't understand that. James Gunn is great when it comes to Marvel because Marvel is about the spectacle. Marvel is about providing these spectacular stories for people where you can kind of just let your brain dead feelings. You can leave your emotions to the side and you can just laugh at a James Gunn movie for 2 hours. But the thing about it is that he doesn't understand the core of DC. He doesn't understand what these characters mean to us. He doesn't understand that, to me, Batman is not a fascist. Batman is a self-sacrificing, courageous, brave individual who could have just stayed out of the fight, but gave up his billions to protect a never ending. And truthfully, he's fighting a war that he can't win, but he fights it anyway because it's the right thing to do. And that is the key thing. That is the key reason why I don't appreciate what James Gunn is doing with DC. Because these heroes are forgetting to do the right thing. It's happening in the comics. It's happening in the movies. It's happening in the shows. It's even happening in the fucking video games. I don't know if he is in charge of that, but it's happening in the video games. James Gunn does not understand the core aspect. Now, I'm just some asshole on the internet, but I probably can describe Batman better than James Gunn could. If you put me and him in opposite rooms and ask us the same question, who is Batman? Why does he mean so much to you? I think part of it for me is that I've been exposed to Batman since I was 1 year old, when my mom would sit me in front of the television and I would watch the animated series, or I would watch the Adam West show. I played Rise of Sin 2 as a kid. I My first ever action figures were a Batman and Nightwing toy that I would always carry around with me, no matter where I went. We could be going to like the big city, and I would have my Batman and Nightwing with me, because I thought they were going to keep me safe if something were to happen. They were my comfort. And when I read the new comics, when I watch the shows, when I watch the movies, that sense of inspiration that kids, especially in this day and age, with all of the bullshit that kids go through now, they don't have that anymore. It doesn't have any of that. So that's why I think a lot of people no longer love DC, including me. I'll always love the characters. I'm always gonna love Flash. I'm always gonna love Batman. I'm always gonna love Red Hood. I'm always gonna love Green Arrow. I'm always gonna love Wonder Woman. But I can't sit idly by and just pretend to be happy with the direction that DC has gone in. I don't agree with it. And I'm going to voice how I feel, and I'm going to say how I feel, because I feel like I owe it to you and I owe it to myself. And I personally don't know where DC goes from here. I pray to God that the Robert Pattinson Batman movie does not get canceled. I pray to God, because James Gunn is bringing in another Batman. So I pray that it does not get canceled. But you know what? It probably will. And I like that movie. I thought it was really cool. But I'm always going to give anything Batman a chance. Because he's like the only character I have left, because they fucked up Flash, and the the Green Arrow show crashed and burned a long, long time ago, even like before it ended officially. And Wonder Woman's gone, and Red Hood doesn't come back until 2024, at least in the comics. So the only thing I have to look forward to on the DC side is literally just Batman. So actually, he's the only thing I really have to look forward to in terms of superheroes. Because I might get into Marvel another day, but I don't feel like talking about it right now. It's already sad enough without me getting too deep into this. But I just wanted to come on here and just say that this is a letter to my childhood. This is a letter to every person my age and older and younger even. If you got into Batman or any of these superheroes, continue to love them. You don't have to support DC the corporation, but you can continue to support the heroes. And we always have the great times. Until next time, you guys know what to do. Thank you for watching. I love you all.